Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now. Before we do start, let's give a brief little review. In the last part, a number of events have happened. We had Deku and Crystal. These two, they're trying to learn more about their own relationship. Crystal asked some of her friends about advice. Deku is a strange person to her. She now has a spouse. And Deku, after he learned more about inhuman law, he discovered what exactly the pairing process was, why him and Crystal are now living together. And it was definitely intriguing. They talked, and Crystal even kissed him. And Deku, yeah, he knows that right now she's trying to figure some things out. They don't have to jump right into things, but they want to take it slow. They can agree on that. And Crystal, she's still a bit more worried about Deku. He's been on Adelaide for 4 months, and he's been doing quite a bit of things, trying to just build a life for himself. And she can see that. Though, she herself is still trying to cope with everything that's happened. The loss of people and family. It has not been easy. It's almost been 2 years since everybody disappeared. And that means quite a bit of things. And number one, she wants to understand Deku. Romance was not something she thought she'd ever have. She knew whenever she was young, somebody would be picked for her. And that was that. Don't try to get attached. Though, always try to be caring. Try to have the best idea in mind for people. Don't let them down. And that is easier said than done. Crystal is loyal to members of her own family. And it definitely does hurt. She has ideals that are hard to understand. And Deku, in his own way, he can understand them. He doesn't try to make her divide from it. He doesn't try to make her change. He just goes about his day and bees himself. And he allows her to do the same. He doesn't expect anything from her. And that is definitely a new thing from her. She does expect certain things out of Izuku, though she has been more motivating him to be social. Get out there and learn more about his species. Have friends. Now, with that being said, Earth has still been quiet, and things have been intriguing for him. Deku, he is still trying to help expand Adelaide, try and help make gravity generators, and actually help terraform the moon more. The crater, it is almost completely done. But after that, they gotta discover what to do. Find a way to fix more things. See about problems in the city and see what they can do there. He's heard that Inhumans, well, some of the newer ones, they want to gather together. They want to actually celebrate the upcoming holiday. And Deku, he's definitely happy about that. There are some who are still confused by these things, the celebrations. But Deku, he kind of does understand. They've lived their lives every day like normal. And taking a break from this just to gather together to what? Party does not make sense to them. Their species needs to keep on diligently, moving forwards, and that's that. Though, there are others who disagree with this. And there currently is Deku, who does sit in his lap. Him messing with a few things, and currently gonna think. Him turning to the set of armor he's been building. It's been interesting. Being Iron Man's been put on hold, though just building a suit to have a new one. He has that spacesuit, or spacebound. Yeah, that's a good name for it. That technically is based off of a Mark IV. So this one is, well, there's no real name for it, but this one's his most advanced suit. Deku's staring at it, and he feels a bit annoyed. The tech he put into that suit is good. Everything he's done for it is good. But there's not really much else to say. I mean, with inhuman tech, he can do quite a bit. With his mind, he can do quite a bit. And Deku, he has a stand. Him looking directly face to face with the Iron Man suit. He doesn't want to put it on. It's the greatest thing he may have ever created in his life at this moment. But he doesn't want to put the suit on. And Deku, he does think. He made it to specifically have the techno aspect in mind. It's got the capabilities, but it just needs the hardware. Right. So he needs to go back down to Earth, go to the armory. He knows with that data, he could do quite a lot. It could work well with his powers, and it could potentially be stronger than anything he built. I mean, they should have the capabilities to be stronger than, well, the Mark 6. It should be better. It should be stronger. Yes, the materials are different, but no. Just leave it alone, Izuku. Just head home. That on Deku's mind. And Deku, here's a turn. Him leaving the suit there. Now, Deku, when he does get home, he does do a few things. He does spend some time with Crystal, and the two, they sit down. They don't need to chat. And Crystal, she actually just wants to sit there on the couch. Her watching the TV show with Deku. As right now, she has to do one thing. She could actually turn, looking at him as she does scoot over. Deku turning his head as she does a move directly next to him. Her gonna look at him as she does gonna bring her hand up. Her holding out to Deku as his somewhat turned to her. Him bringing his own hand up and giving her a bit of a smile. Wrapping it around her as the two, they do sit there close. And Crystal, she does turn back to the TV. Her actually leaning her head on Deku's shoulder. And Deku, he himself does go to crack a bit of a smile. It's been nice. It's been peaceful. Though, I'll have to do everything again tomorrow. See what we can do then. Check Earth and check if anything's wrong. No, Zuko, just leave it alone. Just live. Deku turning his head and going to lean it onto crystals. Right now, him going to sit there as the two, they do watch TV. And there actually is the next day, where Deku, he does get up. Right now, him going to turn, sit up, and stretch. Him going to start the coffee maker, as right now he's got a lot going through his mind. Now, Deku, he does have his coffee. Him setting down the pot, as he has a turn. Him going to walk away. Now, Deku, he does gotta leave. Right now, him going for a bit of a run around the city. And right now, Crystal does get out of her bed. Her gonna walk out, as she's to see that Deku, he left her a note, along with a cup of coffee. Now, Crystal does gonna walk over. Her gonna look down and see it. As Deku, he does head to a gym. Now, when Deku does arrive, he does begin a workout. Him talking with a few of the other Inhumans, as some of them see Deku. They're not too sure how to feel about him. He's talked to a few of these guys here, but many of them have just been very distant. Not sure how to handle the fact that he's paired up with Medusa's little sister, the redhead. Yikes. That's gonna be a bit crazy, huh? Now, Deku, he does go about his day, as there actually is, where someone they do see him leave the gym. Them going to stare at Deku a bit more intrigued. And they do want to test his capabilities, see exactly what he's made of. And that might have to wait. Because there's a bit of a situation happening on Earth. Now, Deku, when he does head to his lab, he's got a lot going through his head. Him trying to think about what to do. As currently he has a walk past the room with the armor sitting inside. Him going to join Maximus, as the two, they do just stand there. Him going to turn to Deku and asking him exactly if he believes that this latest creation will work. It should, yes. And how do you know? Because it's my invention. Right. When you're saying that it should produce an artificial atmosphere. It should, yes. However, it's also supposed to help terraform things. Really now? Correct. Listen, we've already gone over a lot, and you've seen what I did with it. I can put it together and we can just test it out. Head out to this side of the moon and see what we can do there. Would that be fine? That would be quite alright. However, we may need help. Are you sure? Possibly. Moving it may be an obstacle. Now, Deku, here's a turn looking at Maximus. Him gonna step forwards and crack a bit of a smile. Him gonna bring his hand up. As run of the machine, it does begin to have the pieces lift up into the air. And Maximus does it a watch on. Deku going to have it form directly into a solid machine. Pieces sliding together as run as if somewhat float in the air. And Deku, he does go to lower it back down. As he's gonna ask him if they're gonna go on a bit of a trip. And Maximus does talk about it. He'll get the shuttle prepared. And Deku, here's a turn. I want to tell him, maybe he'll take his own ride. Now, there actually is the armor, which does get a power on, as it does get some information shot directly through the data drive. Now, Deku, he has at least called to the armor, and the armor, it doesn't fly towards him. It's going to currently fly around the corner and down the hall. As from Deku, here's a turn, here's a bring his hand up. Run of the armor going to have the glove shoot out and Deku flip back around. It's going to cover Deku's arm as it does. They're going to climb up and go to his shoulder. The suit going to fly apart into different parts. It's going to fly at him as Deku, he doesn't have his torso get covered. Him going to actually bring his other arm as the left arm is going to fly towards it and Deku wrap around him. Deku going to actually bring his hand up and spin around. Right now him going to have the rest of his body get covered in the armor. Before, he's going to bring his hand up. I'm going to turn and grab his mask directly out of the air. We're going to bring it up and covering his face. And Maximus, here's a turn to Deku. Seeing him in that sleek metal suit. Definitely impressive. And Deku, he does just go to sit there. Him thinking about the test drive this might have. As right now Friday does get a pop-up in his systems. And here's to ask her exactly if things have been alright. Yes, Izuku, things have been quite fine. However, it has been some time since we've properly interacted again. Sorry about that, Friday. No, Izuku, that is quite alright. In fact, it is imperative that you do take health days. Thank you. No need for that, Izuku. However, the current invention in front of us, what do you think that we can do? Now, Deku does a step forwards. The machine going to float up into the air as he has to bring his hands down. Him going to pick it up and lift it partially. And Maximus does a stare at Deku, who does a look up and then going to turn towards him, asking him if he can get that for him. Since his focus, it's a bit divided. Now, Maximus, here's a turn. I want to walk over as the roof, it does begin to partially open up. And Deku, here's to take flight up into the air. Right now, people are gonna watch as Iron Man is gonna fly up and out with a giant device. Now, some Inhumans do stare on. Some are intrigued and some are definitely confused. And some, they heard about the creation Maximus was making. They are still skeptical about it, but the man has shown he is not here to do harm to his species. His brother is already dead. And everyone else, they're not his targets. Now, Deku is gonna fly across the moon. Right now, him and Maximus are gonna try and test this thing out on an area they should be able to be isolated. And that, it does mean quite a bit. Now, Deku, as they do that, Maximus, he does try to ask questions, talking to Izuku and wanting to know how exactly things have been. Since he has heard some rumors. What do you mean? It's been quite intriguing, Izuku. You were paired up with a royal. There is speculation going about. What do you mean? Oh, come on. You must be curious. Why the council paired you two? Not really too sure, no. I have my reasoning, but it is worth an investigation. However, some people believe it was to keep her busy. Medusa is no longer in charge. I have no right to the throne because of her. However, fact of the matter is, it's still been a development. The council is concerned not only about her, but her spirited nature. Really? Yes. She's quite passionate about being involved in the world. And I must say, I can understand that. However, she wants to be involved in Earth. That's a bad thing? I never did say it was, no. However, she's taking away from much. Taking away? Are you saying that her attention is divided? Yes, Izuku. I am. That's her decision. Besides, we're still protecting people. We're still keeping up on everything. She still trains and fights. She's still trying to make that team. Ah, yes. Them. Are you sure that she can handle it? I think so. Though, it has made me curious. Whatever so do you mean? They try to test their technology, right? No, they don't. They go in and try to survive. They try to make sure that we are safe. I don't expect you to understand, Izuku, but the Earth's heroes have dealt with threats like that before. They managed to hold them off. I don't understand, no. Yes, yes. Well, you wouldn't. If I do have everything correct, the Fantastic Four, they had encounters before as well. And it was not easy for them. We have the tech to do the exact same thing. We go in and make sure we can trim the fat every now and again. That sounds dangerous. It is, yes. Though, it is also about survival. Now, Deku does sit down the machine. Him gonna bring his hand up and power it on. And Maximus, he does sit there in his ship. Him gonna watch on as he does go to listen. It sounds weird outside. And he's not too sure what to really say about it. With an atmosphere does come sound. And with sound, it does come sound waves, frequencies. And that thing is making this strange hum. And Deku, he does just stand there in his suit. I'm gonna wait. And Maximus, he does try to ask Deku more and more questions, some pertaining about Earth and the people who lived there. And Deku is trying to answer some of them the best that he can, though it is still quite interesting to the man. Now, Deku, he does get an alert from Friday that there is currently a situation happening on Earth. Friday, put it to the side. I'm not. Situation, classification, Hulk. Information? Yes, Izuku. High level priority. And worrying. Where is he? He is currently somewhere in the mountains. Mountains? What do you mean? He is somewhere located in Nevada. Last spotted 5 minutes ago. The information is still coming in. However, it is believed that he may be on a rampage. The incredible Bruce Banner. Yes, information is still coming in. However, it is believed that if rampage does come on, or continue, it will be prolonged and have many casualties. Pop-up information. Along with that, get more things prepared. Correct. Would you like me to continue tracking? Yes, along with that monitor shield. Contact them and tell them. Also, have number 6 on standby. Understood, Izuku. Now, Deku, here's a turn. I'm gonna ask if the man can handle things here, since he needs to talk to someone. What do you mean? I need to go see a friend of mine. Or, well, someone I'm supposed to meet. They finally popped back up again. I'm not gonna miss this chance. Can you handle things here? I can, yes. However, I suggest that you call Crystal, if you are going to leave. Right. We're gonna have dinner tonight. I'm gonna turn and fly towards Earth. And Max was just gonna watch Deku fly off fast. Him more intrigued by that tech, since it's a hybrid of Adelayan and Earth tech. Quite interesting. Now, Deku, he does give Crystal a call. I'm trying to tell her, listen, he might be a bit late, though he doesn't want to give her a rain check. He'll definitely be there. He just needs to talk to somebody back on Earth. It's not going to take too long. Him and Maximus, they went out. And, well, they were testing the atmospheric tech. You were? Yeah, listen. There's that, and, well, I mean, I was going to ask you tonight, but I guess now is a good time. If we can, next week, there's something I want to show you. Would you be able to go out with me? Like a date? Yes, a date, Crystal. Listen, I get that we're still trying to figure this out. But I mean, I want to make an effort. Yeah, you've been kicking my ass a bit, but hey, I'm willing to take a step and see where it goes. Perhaps. I do like that. Though, do not be late. Not in my life. I'm going to hang up. And Crystal, she does actually go to someone smile. Her just going to sit there and turn, thinking about a few things. I mean, take things slow. It is rather an idea. Though, maybe being paired with him isn't all bad. Now, there actually is down on Earth, where the Hulk, he got angry. And he was not happy. Deku does come flying down. Right now, him gonna float in the air as the Hulk, he has a turn, looking up to see Deku. And Deku, he's in a strange dark steel suit. And Izuku, he has a stare on at Hulk. Him going to actually lower himself down and bring his hands up. Hulk, can you be reasonable? Hulk turning to Deku and giving him a bit of a smile. And that doesn't reassure him at all. Now, Deku, he does try to tell Bruce Banner to calm down. And Hulk is still mad. Him stepping forward and expressing he is here for Doctor. Okay, listen, Bruce. Just, can you be calm? I'm Hulk. Hulk is not puny Banner. Okay, listen. What's going on here? Maybe I can help. Stay out of Hulk's way. I'm going to step forwards and move past Deku. Him bring his hand down and going to actually turn throwing a car. And Deku doesn't watch that happen. Him going to bring his hand up and blast it directly at Bruce. And Bruce, yeah, he does get a turn back to Deku. And Deku does that tell Friday. Increase output by 40%. This is Hulk. Now, Hulk does a turn to Deku, expressing to puny human, not to get involved. And Deku does stare at Hulk, bringing his hand up and blasting him in the back again. Hulk gonna turn back to Deku, since that actually hurt. And Deku, he has a stare at Hulk, who does not rush towards him. Him immediately gonna bring his hands down and blast upwards into the air. The jets on his back, along with the ones on the back of his thigh, going to actually allow him to move up. Or, I mean the ones on his calf. Now, Deku, he is moving up and away from Hulk. And right now the Hulk does a stare down, or stare up at Deku, as Deku does a stare down at him. And Deku, he's trying to think about how to contain Banner. He's a reactor of gamma, so no, that won't work. His tech can only drain electricity, not gamma power. Gamma is also dangerous. If he's exposed, he could Hulk out, and that's not an image he wants. Right. Okay, so what to do? Hulk gonna try and throw debris at Deku. And Deku, he's gonna cross his arms. Right now his shield gonna form and have the debris smash right into it. As Hulk doesn't see that. I'm gonna turn and try to leap away. And Deku, he's gonna bring his own hands down. I'm gonna blast out and he's smashing into the Hulk's back. Hulk, a lot more surprised as Deku, he currently just carry the Hulk, smashing him down to the ground. Before, he has to bring his hands up and blast backwards and away. Now, Deku, he does just stand there. Him not really too sure. And he still has a lot going through his mind. And Friday has gotten things prepared over in the armory in New York. And currently the Mark 6, it does going to take flight. However, it is going to need to be sent through space. And that it will take a minute. And Deku, he does get an alert from Friday. Currently, transportation is in progress. Mark 6 will be here in 4 minutes. And it does have the necessary upgrades Izuku requested. And Deku, he does this one smile. Hulk going to actually turn back to him a bit more annoyed. And Deku, he does bring his hands up. Right now Hulk going to watch as Deku's arms, they do actually go to somewhat increase in size. And expand. Revealing a lot more than just the repulsors. And Deku, he has to bring his hands together. Right now him going to send in a massive blast. And that has been quite a bit. As right now Deku does stand there. Him going to actually watch as the blast, it does collide all together and smash into the Hulk. Hulk being sent flying backwards down the street and smashing onto the ground. And Deku, he does just won't stand there. Him going to unconnect his arms as right now they are smoking, along with his unibeam. And Deku, he does try to ask Friday if she can give him an estimate for how hard that hit the Hulk. And Friday will go to tell him adequately well, since the Hulk has been down for more than 3 seconds. And Deku, he does get a step forwards. Right now him a lot more surprised. Now, Deku does this one smile. Him going to watch as the Hulk does lay there for a second. Him going to get back up as his eyes are filled with rage. And Deku, he doesn't see that. I'm gonna blast back as the Hulk is gonna fly towards him and rush in, bringing his hand back and trying to hit Deku. And Deku, he actually crosses his arms again. Him making a shield, as whenever does it go up, Hulk does a smash right into it, sending Deku flying backwards and smashing through a few buildings. Deku flying through 7, as right now there is when he does a smash down onto the wall and stop. Right now him going to actually get back up and ask Friday. Estimates? Concussed. Thanks. I didn't tell. Anything else? You may have bruised ribs, along with organs. Thank you. Data. Update. 3 minutes and 7 seconds. They're getting a scream. Around the Hulk, he does some smashing down. Him, right now, crashing onto the building and crashing into a few more floors. And Deku does get back up. Him going to just turn and blast backwards to the wall, smashing directly through the concrete and outside. As Deku, he does just scan the area. Him going to send out reports for everybody to evacuate. And people, they are going to do so. Deku tracking cell phone information of people nearby and giving them the information currently. Run. Hulk is nearby. And some people, you don't need to fucking tell them twice. Now, with that being said, currently the Hulk, he does try to find Iron Man. Deku, he is going to actually stand there in the air. Him bringing his hands up and going to actually go to get ready. Him going to tell Friday to deploy. Him bring up his hand. And currently there actually is where a machine or a device is a pop out of Deku's arm. Him going to have it on the inside, as right now there is actually Hulk, who has a watch on. Deku going to actually watch it charge up and begin to cut through the air. Deku going to actually swipe his arm as Hulk just stand there. And Deku, here's what will watch it happen. Right now that side of the building going to be cut in half. And Hulk feels the ground above him go unstable. And the building, it does begin to come down. Deku going to turn off the energy blade or energy blast he just sent out. And stare at that. Oh yeah, no, that can cut through almost anything. I'm giving it a bit of a smile. And currently that building is going to topple down onto the Hulk. Deku watching on. And he does still find it to be a bit more intriguing. Now, here's a tell Friday to scan for Hulk. And she will get a report back. 120 seconds. Now, Deku, he doesn't at least notify her. Acknowledged. After the Hulk, he doesn't get back up. Him breaking through the rubble and leaping up into the air. Deku bringing his hands up and blasting at the Hulk as Hulk is a lot more annoyed. Him getting angrier and angrier. Now, Deku, he doesn't bring his hands down. Him going to tell Friday, deploy, as he doesn't tell his suit to blast at the missiles. And right now, missiles do to fly to Deku's back and fly around. Them going to smash down and collide with the Hulk. Hulk going to bring his hands up and try to block them annoyed. Him going to look up and see Iron Man. Him going to fly up into the air and leap up. Him smashing it up into Deku, as Deku, he does have his shield take the brunt of the blow. Him being sent flying down into the ground as well as a smash down and land, rushing forwards and bringing his hands up, smashing okay into the shield as Deku is sent flying backwards again. And Deku, this time, he is actually trying to move his body forwards. Him trying to move towards the Hulk. And there actually is where the Hulk, he has to move forwards. Right now, him bringing his hands out and grabbing onto both sides of the shield. Him trying to crush it, as right now Deku, he does get to tell Friday to undo. And Friday doesn't understand. The shield going down as Deku does it a duck. Hulk swiping both of his arms together as Deku, he's to watch the man thunderclap. Him bringing his hands up and smashing both of them rocket propelled up into the Hulk's face. And Hulk, he actually does get to take the blast. Him stepping backwards as he does somewhat feel his teeth bite his tongue. And that does not feel very good. Now, Hulk doesn't look back down, staring at Deku. And Deku, he does do one thing. He does bring both of his hands up, and this time create a high-pitched sound. Hulk grabbing his ears and going to start screaming out in pain. Now, Deku, he does try to keep this up, since he has 40 seconds. And Hulk, here's a step at Deku. Him trying to get back on his feet and step forwards. And Deku hears to increase the power of the sound. But that, yeah. When that puts Hulk back on his knees, Hulk does sit there for a second. And Deku, he does a step forwards. Okay, 25 seconds. Just tell me whenever it's here. Now, Hulk does sit there. We're going to do one thing. Bring his hands out and smash them directly on the side of his head. And Deku, here's a watch Hulk do that. Before Hulk does a look back up towards Deku and smile, blood pouring down his ears. And Deku, yeah, that's definitely not good. Hulk gonna bring his hands up and thunderclap directly at Deku. Deku being thrown backwards by the attack. Him a lot more surprised, smashing down to the ground. And Hulk is then gonna rush forwards. Right now him bringing his hands up and smashing directly down into Iron Man. And Deku, he doesn't feel the Hulk smash into his suit as Shredder just try to alert him that the suit is actually taking on damage. And Deku, here's a blaster's unibeam. It hitting the Hulk directly in the face as the man, he has a step backwards. Deku gonna get back up and bring his hands up. Him blasting his flamethrower directly at Hulk and gonna actually try and use the energy beam he used earlier. Him bring it up as to send out the energy blast directly at Hulk. It cutting right into his arm as Hulk does a scream out. It burning a hole in his body. Now, Deku does see the Hulk grab his arm. Him screaming at him, turning at Deku. And Deku, he's a blast backwards and up into the air. As right now, the Mark 6 has arrived. And Deku, here's a turn looking up. Right now, him gonna bring his hands up as the Mark 6, it does begin to break apart. And Deku, here's a stand there. Hulk gonna look up towards Izuku as right now Deku, he doesn't have two massive legs smashed directly down to the ground. And Deku, he doesn't bring his hands up. Right now him gonna command the arms of the Mark 6 that do come flying down to collide with the Hulk. And Hulk, he is immediately knocked forward as one arm just comes flying down. It's gonna smash out towards Hulk and send him flying back down to the ground, sending blood splattering. Now, Hulk does a turn, as Deku's at a float in the air. Right now, the massive torus of the Mark 6 smashing into him and wrapping around him. Deku gonna actually have a massive helmet form up as Deku, he doesn't have it begin to mechanically close up. Deku going to lower himself down and land on the legs, as the machinery does begin to work, and the arms do come flying in. Deku bringing his hands up as the Mark 6 is complete. And Deku, he does then have the helmet of his Hulkbuster wrap around the top of it. And Deku, when he does have his tech integrate, he does immediately see a ton of things to upgrade. And that is where the Techno program does come into play. Now, Deku, he does begin to command the nanites in the suit about what to do. And that means quite a bit. Now, the Hulkbuster, it does somewhat have a bit of a sound happen. Hulk gonna turn and bring his hands up, rushing towards Deku. And Deku, here's a turn to the Hulk. Him bring up his arm, as the massive thing does have a cannon form on the end of it. And Deku, here's to actually open his palm as it'll blast at Hulk. And that does mean quite a bit. Hulk right now gonna actually be struck by a massive blast, sending him flying backwards and smashing onto the ground. Him going to actually roll over and get back up, as he has a stare at the Hulkbuster. And Deku, he does stare at the Incredible Hulk, thinking about how exactly he got here. And it does mean quite a bit. Though, he's always wanted to put this thing into a test drive, and talk to Dr. Banner. Though this, it definitely has been pushed up. And the two do actually fly towards each other. Hulk rushing towards Deku, as Deku's out flying forwards. The two going to collide in the middle, as the people around, they do hear that sound. And right now the two, they go to engage in a battle. And Deku, he is trying to make adjustments using his nanites and the Technovore programming inside the suit. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed, and have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.